Good morning, good morning. Let me get my comments going there. Let me get my comments. Okay, let me get all this turned down. Just trying to figure out this whole StreamYard. Just waiting to see if some people come in to join me today. I'm here today with a very heavy heart, and I'm trying to keep my mind occupied. So I thought I would come on here, and of course I don't have any makeup, well, very little makeup on, and my eyes are a mess. Sorry about that, but it's been a very hard week. So hopefully we'll have some people come in and join me. Again, I'm just coming on here to keep my mind occupied, and I think that's the best thing for me to do. Talk about my beautiful, beautiful little boy, Rebel, who passed away on Monday morning. Let me see if I can. I'm just checking everything out there to make sure everything's working right. Everything looks pretty good. I got a lot of glare on my glasses this morning, which is probably good because then you can't see my sad eyes. Good morning, good morning. Oh yeah. Really, I'm not sure what to do with myself right now. My lovely, beautiful dog, Rebel, was in my life for over 13 years, and he brought us so much joy. And when he was a pup, we were trying to find a name that we thought fit our pup, and he was just so full of energy and life and orneriness. And my husband said he is just a little rebel without a cause, and that's how he got his name. And he's been our joy. He's been amazing. The kitties running through the house, spinning out on the floors. He don't know what to think. We adopted the kitten and from the animal shelter, and Rebel just took to him and loved on him and watched over him. And so my cat is not really sure what to do right now because he can't find his buddy, Rebel. So you may hear him running back and forth, and I think the meowing maybe has ceased. He was really looking for his buddy, didn't really know what was going on. So we're gonna just talk a little bit today, and then I did get 2 new Oracle decks that if you'd like we can open. We're gonna have some coffee, and of course smoke a cigarette or 2, and just have a chat. So if you're just coming in, welcome. And please be kind in the comment section, please. I'm not a real experienced YouTuber, as you can tell. This is only my, I think, second StreamYard that I've tried to do. So, but we'll get through it. But I had a little Maltese, and I'm telling you, for such a little dog, he had the biggest heart in the world. And his last couple weeks have been really, really tough. His seizures became more and more frequent. And last week, I think when I was doing my last live, I had to keep stopping and moving him from place to place. And then over the weekend, it got really, really bad for him. And, okay, calm down. It's all right. And Monday morning, they put him on oxygen because they put him in an oxygen tent. The vet did. And I took him to the vets, and his breathing was really rough. And they were hoping that, again, he would, bounce back and pull out of it. But the vet explained to me that unfortunately, that he had fluid in his lungs and that he was really, really suffering, and that the best thing that I could do was allow her to assist him in passing. And my vet, she was so wonderful. Her and her staff, they were so kind and so gentle and so caring and passionate. I couldn't have asked for a better vet for my wonderful little boy. And she made sure that she took care of all the arrangements for me so that I would not have to do any transporting. So we are now waiting for Rebel's ashes. So, and I do not want to offend anyone. I know everyone has their own beliefs. So trigger warning. But my husband and I have decided that we're going to be cremated. And Rebel is also, at this point, being cremated. And when we first got together, we discussed everything. And that's what we decided on. So again, I don't want to offend anybody. Everyone has their own beliefs, but that's what we've decided to do. And we even purchased an urn, picked out our own urn, so that his ashes and my ashes would be in the urn. And now Rebel's ashes will be in the urn. So we will always be together. And again, I do not want to offend anybody if you have a different belief, but that's just what we chose. And it's not easy. My house is way too quiet right now. Oh, it's Tara. Good morning, Tammy. So sorry for your loss. Oh, thank you, Tara. Or it's not there. I hope I'm saying it right. I'm so sorry. I'm a mess this morning. But thank you. Thank you for being here. I just needed to do something to occupy my mind. Like I said, my house is just too quiet. I don't hear the little pitty patter of paws on the floor and his little bark. And he's had such a big heart. If I even tried to cry, he wanted to lick away every tear. Like, Mommy, don't cry. So my husband and I decided that we're not going to cry. We did cry, and we allowed ourselves that. And he said, you know that Rebel would not like that, honey. He would be upset at you and me because he hated tears. He hated for anyone to cry. So we had our day, and then he said, no more tears. So out of respect for Rebel and his big heart, I am holding back tears. My eyes are all swollen. I'm a mess. But I'm here just to talk to everybody and keep busy. So thank you if you're coming in to be with me. I appreciate it. It's amazing. Thank you. And I did get two new Oracle card decks. So I thought maybe we could open one of the decks today if you'd like to do that and see what we have. The one is a Path of Shadows Oracle cards. And this one is new. I haven't opened it yet. It's still in the container. Do some show and tell for us. Oh, okay. Well, this is the one new deck, and this is the Path of Shadows Oracle deck, which I haven't opened yet. And then the next one is the Vintage Wisdom deck. So we have two decks, and I'm not sure which one we should open. Should we open the Vintage deck or the Shadows? It's up to you. You pick. We'll wait and see which one you choose. These vintage ones were so beautiful when I was looking at the cards. Some of them I don't know if I can actually put on. You want to see the vintage one. Okay, now some of these I may get flagged on YouTube because they are a little revealing, shall I say. This is made by Victoria Mosley. It says the Vintage Wisdom Oracle deck presents 52 lavishly illustrated cards infused with the beauty and inspiration of goddesses, divas, and ethic muses. Rich in symbolic detail, these exquisite monotags, I think is how it says. Well, I think that's what it says. I can't hardly even read this morning. Combine artificially blended images of French photos, wildflowers, natural totems, and delicate vintage lace. This luxurious set includes an 80-page guidebook filled with evocated insight and timeless feminine wisdom, as well as 5 custom card spreads. So this one I think is going to be really, really nice. I have a weapon only to open this because I don't want to destroy the box or anything like that. So let's see what we get. Do I need more light or am I good? Can you see me okay? You have to let me know. And I really like this. It comes in a really nice sturdy box. And a really nice thick guidebook. And here's where I really want to be easy. I'm shaky this morning. My nerves are so bad, but I thought if I did something like this, it would keep my mind busy. And yesterday was really, really, really bad because that was the first morning that I woke up without Rebel, and our day started off together, and we planned our whole day together. So yesterday was really, really bad. I did go on a couple live streams and tried to keep myself occupied, but I just wanted to more listen than anything. Yes, keep your mind busy and do something for yourself. That'll make you feel centered. True, very true. And I know Rebel would be upset if I didn't. Now, before I get into this, I want to show this. This is a beautiful urn that my husband and I picked out for us. It has an eagle. It's a lot of Indian prints. We picked this up at a place that sold Indian art. And this is the urn that we picked out for ourselves years ago. And it's absolutely beautiful. Oh, thank you. We just fell in love with it. Okay, we've got a really nice guidebook. Oops, I'm coming in and out. I'm trying to learn how to use this stuff here. There we go. Got a nice guidebook. And okay, and these are basically for entertainment purposes. And it explains who created this particular deck. And on the back of the cards, they're beautiful. A lot of really nice artwork went into these. Hello, Luca. Welcome. Oh, thank you. Thank you for being here with me in my time of loss. It means the world to me. Thank you so, so much. Okay, we're going through this new Oracle deck, and it's the Vintage Wisdom Oracle deck. This is our first card. It's Abundance. Oops, now I have to figure out how to use this screen here, so be patient with me. There we go. It's Abundance. It's our first one, and I'm probably going to be shaky and moving around a little bit. Sorry. And again, I just love the back of the cards. Beautiful. This one is Adventure. It's got like the Eiffel Tower, a lady, a butterfly. It looks almost like a couple postage stamps. Very pretty, very pretty. The next one is Ancestors, and it almost has a photo of like an older photo, almost black and white in the background, and then the lady in the front. Very pretty. And that one is Ancestors. This one is Awakening. Am I moving around too much, or can you all see? Okay. That's the first time I've used the green screen, and only the second time on StreamYard, so I'm trying. This one is Balance, and this is absolutely beautiful. It has a ballerina. Oops. Try and hold it where you can see it without the green screen getting too freaky. That's balance. And this one is beauty. It's a lady and all the flowers. Look at all those flowers. Beautiful. I can see them okay. Because I'm not used to the green screen. It's my first time. And like I said, some of these, I don't know. I may get thrown off YouTube for they're a little, yeah, you'll see in a minute. This one's a lady and there's butterflies. This is celebration. These are just absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to do a reading with these. This is centering, and it's like a mirror or a frame with a lady almost stepping out of it, and it's centering. Beautiful. This one is changed. There's a tree with an owl in it and a lady below the tree. These are just absolutely beautiful. This is the first time I've got to see them, so we're seeing them together. And this one is choice, and it looks like she's holding maybe a crystal ball in her hand and a dove. Oops, flickering around. There it is. And that one is choice. Now this one is compassion. And I'm going to try and block some of this, but it is a little revealing. And this is compassion. So I'm going to try and block some of it because it's a unclothed person on the bottom. So I'm trying to block most of it. And then there's a lady above, almost like she has wings. And then there's a butterfly on this person's back. But some of these I don't think would be appropriate for YouTube. So I'm trying to cover a few things on them. And that one was compassion. This one is discernment. And it has almost, it's hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Oops, quit moving around there, green screen. Beautiful. And that one was discernment. This one is divine time. And it has a hand with like the old feather that you would write with, and then a lady off to the side, and there's a clock above her, and there is some dragonflies. Beautiful. I just love the artwork in these. These are going to be amazing to use. And this one is dreams. There's a lady holding red roses. And I'm not really sure what that is behind her. But it looks like she has something on her head, almost like a crown of flowers or something similar to that. And again, this one is dreams. This one just don't want to focus. There, dreams. This one is enchantment, and it's a lady. And I can't really tell what is wrapped around her, or if she's supposed to be, I think she's supposed to be a mermaid. And again, I'm going to try and block some of that so it's not so revealing, but it's a mermaid. And again, some of these are a little revealing, and I don't know if YouTube will block me for that. This one is Expression, and it's a face that's covered with a veil, and there's butterflies all the way around it. This one's Impression. Very pretty. These are really, really gorgeous. This one is Faith, and it has has a lady, and I don't know if this is a crow or a raven above her in the trees. And again, that one is Faith. This one is Freedom. It's a lady with a dove in her hand and beautiful background. I'm really glad I'm doing this today because it's keeping my mind busy. This one is Gentleness, and it looks like a lady maybe in a wedding dress with a bouquet of flowers, and there's doves all the way around her. And this one is Gentleness. Again, I'm shaky today. My nerves are so bad. And this one is Grace, and it has a lady standing in a garden with roses and flowers. Very pretty. If you have more light, well, the camera can focus better. Okay, let me try that. I'll just flip on a light and tell me if that helped. Did that help? Thank you. Is it Pavel? Pavel? It says if you have more light, the camera can focus, but it's a nice stream. Oh, thank you. And this one was Grace. It's a lady in a garden, and there's roses and flowers surrounding her. Absolutely beautiful. And this one is Gratitude, and it's a lady with a rose in front, a mirror behind, a crown above, and wings like a butterfly. Absolutely beautiful. I'm really glad that I chose this deck. Thank you. Thank you so much. And like I said, this is only my second time doing StreamYard and first time using the green screen. This one is Guardian Angel, and it has two women, one behind and one in the front, and they're in like a wooded area. These are just, I'm really, really glad that I chose this deck. Or if I was doing a reading and then wanted confirmation, I think these would be great. Hello from, well, wow. Thank you. Wow. How's the weather there? It's getting ready, I think, to storm. It's rainy here today. This one is, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Oh, thank you. Yes, please like and subscribe. This is a new channel. I'm not really that much into the readings and stuff. I've just started that lately. I'm into paranormal and have been for many, many years. And I thought this would just be something that I could do that would add a little bit different. Hot and rain, 80 Fahrenheit on your side. I think it's supposed to be in the 80s today, and rain and possible thunderstorms today. Okay, this one is Harmony, and it has a lady with a harp and roses, and the scenery behind her is absolutely beautiful. Again, I apologize the way I look today. My eyes are all puffy, but I'm just trying to keep my mind occupied. But this one is Harmony. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, I live here in the United States, in Ohio. This one is healing, and it has a beautiful lady with pearls, and then in behind her, a couple wine. Uh, well, it's like wine jugs almost, and butterflies. I love them. A lot of these have the butterflies. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, thank you. Thank you for telling me I look beautiful. This one is Hope, and this lady has got beautiful long dark hair and a tree behind her with a dove. And I don't know, might be lemons, some type of fruit in the trees behind her. And this one is Hope. Very, very pretty. And again, I love the backs of these cards. There's so much artwork on them. They are so pretty. This one is Innocence, and it has a little boy and little girl giving each other a kiss in a garden of flowers and birds flying above them. Precious, absolutely precious. I remember you from the video post from 3 years ago. The spirits are moving things in my home today. When the lighter, yes. This of me good. Yeah, and my whenever my daughter was filming that, she had her phone on the coffee table, and that pack of cigarettes, you'd literally see the lighter spin and then come off, and people were asking if the phone was on. Was it on vibrate? And her phone was not even working and was completely shut off. No, the battery not even working. Everything was turned off. And it done it repeatedly. And then when my daughter laid a cigarette out, it quit. And she had just lost a friend that smoked. And she kind of had a feeling it may have been that friend. But that was very, very freaky. The light you can't move like this. Geez, I know. I'm so sorry. It's this green screen. Okay, here's the little boy and little girl. Daggone screen, and they're in a garden. Innocence, precious. Yeah, you can't hardly these green screens. You really have to move slow. I guess I've never used one before. It's my first time. This one is intention. And the lady is standing with a bowl and she's pouring a liquid onto the ground. And again, that one is intention. The next one is intuition. And there's a bridge or walkway overhead and a river, and it's dark. She has a crown on her head and a dove sitting on her shoulder. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, okay. Is it doing better? I'm trying to move slow. It did say to move slow, so my brain and body is just not cooperating with me today. This one is Kindred Spirits, and it has two ladies and then a butterfly in a garden. Absolutely beautiful. I love butterflies. This one is listening. And this lady has, I think, it may be a hawk on her shoulder. And then some kind of almost looks like wings and birds flying as well. And this is called listening. There's birds all around her. It's absolutely beautiful. And this one is love. It has a dove and a lady, and there's water in the background and beautiful purple colors. Absolutely beautiful. This one is nature, and there's a lady with a lot of flowers around her. And it looks maybe like an older building in the background. And this one is nature. Oops, every time I move, it wants to do that. Nature. Now this one I'm going to have to probably cover up. It is a lady who's not clothed holding a baby that's not clothed, and it says new beginnings. By the way, how's this card work? These are Oracle cards. So let me go ahead and turn that one over so it's not exposed. An Oracle card deck, and this says the vintage Oracle card deck has 52 lavish illustrated cards infused with beauty and inspiration of goddesses, divas, and muses. And basically what you do with the Oracle cards, you can do a regular reading with them like you would with your tarot cards, or you can use them by themselves if you want to do a reading. But if you're doing a reading like with Oracle cards and or with tarot cards, and say you want more clarification, once you've done your reading and you want to try and get more clarification, then you can bring out your Oracle cards. So a lot of the Oracle cards are just something that would be added to a reading, or you could use them for a reading by themselves. So they could be used for either. So that's how they work. This one I'm going to try and cover up as best I can. There is a lady who has no clothing on, and she's holding a baby that has no clothing on. And this is new beginnings. So just for YouTube, I'm trying to cover up some because I don't want to get a strike on YouTube or something. And I've never looked at these. We just opened them today, so we're going through them together. This one is Patience, and it's got a beautiful little girl with wings, and she's covering her eyes. And there is flowers all the way around her. Whoops, let me get it. Something's not focusing. There we go. Absolutely beautiful. Yes, YouTube bots don't like nudes. No, they don't. And when I was seeing this deck, I did wonder about that because the photo on the back was a little revealing, the mermaid one. So I still wanted to get the deck because I think it's very, very nice. I love all the photos that I seen that came with it. And this one is absolutely precious. It has a mother cradling her child and a little lamb. And it is absolutely beautiful. And that one is Peace. Very pretty. The next one is Perception, and it has mask. She's holding a mask in her hand, a lady. And then there's two masks, one on each side in the top. Oops, trying to figure out which way to go. And StreamYard, you're backwards. If you think you're going right, you're going left. And this one is Perception. So if you're noticing a lot of the words that's on the bottom of the card, that would be if you were looking for clarification, maybe you would draw this particular card and you would see Perception. If you're, say your Oracle or your tarot reading was possibly leading, say, in the lines of you're being deceived by somebody, or somebody wasn't actually should be perceived the way they are. If you would draw this particular card, you see the mask. So that would be basically giving you more clarification that the tarot reading that you were getting was indicating there could be possible deception, or the perception that that person is showing is not really what it should be. So that's does that kind of help a little bit? So how you would use these as an extra tool. This one is playfulness, and there's a lady in a uh, bird bath, almost looks like a bird bath with butterfly wings and beautiful scenery all the way around her. And this one is playfulness. Tammy, as on my side and respect, I'm going to call you mom because you're like mom, but I need to go and prepare dinner for my mom. It's late, 1700. When I catch you again on your stream, I will be here, and don't be shy. Oh, thank you. Yes, you can call me mom. I am a mother. My daughter just turned 44, and I have 4 beautiful grandchildren as well. But thank you very much for stopping by. And yes, definitely take care of mama. Fix mama a nice meal. Thank you. You're very kind. I'm glad that you came in today. Can't wait to see you again. Thank you. This one is power. And this one has 2 cats below, a lady with dark wings, and beautiful scenery behind her. And this one is power. It's so precious that she wanted to call me mom. Yes, I am definitely mom. Everyone that came to visit my daughter, because I had an only child, all of them called me mom. As soon as the door opened and they walked in, it was like, hi, mom. And then whenever I was raising the grandchildren, they'd walk in, hi, Nan Nan. So yes, I am definitely a mom. This one is beautiful. It has 2 white swans and its protection, and a lady with white wings and beautiful scenery around her. You're our mom now too. Yes, thank you. I will definitely be your mom. It would be a privilege. Thank you. You can call me mom anytime. This one is purity, and it is a lady with a beautiful dress and a sheer hat veil that's raised with flowers. Absolutely beautiful. This one is purity. Very precious. This one is reflection. And it is a lady sitting with her hand like she would be thinking about or reflecting on something. Absolutely beautiful. And this one is release. And this one, she has almost like horns on her antlers, almost on her head. And it's release. And it's lit up dragonflies around her. Very pretty. I just love these pictures on these cards. It's absolutely beautiful. And this one is sanctuary. And there's peacocks and different birds. And a lady with the beautiful display from her head to her toes. Well, from everything that you can see. She has jewelry, a lot of accented pieces added. Very, very pretty. This one is Shadow Self, and it has a raven sitting on top of a archway and a lady with beautiful, beautiful long dark hair, and then a crescent moon in the back. It's absolutely beautiful. So what are you thinking of the cards so far? Do you like the scenery that you're seeing on the cards? I think I'm going to be very impressed with them. I think they're going to be very nice. So far, my impression is I do like them. I'm really glad I did purchase these. And this one is Strength. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And this one is Surrender. There's a lady with butterflies. And again, I just love all the butterflies and birds in these pictures. So, so nice. This one is Surrender. It's very, very nice. And this one is Thought. And it looks like a lady who is very deep in thought, surrounded with a beautiful background scenery. Absolutely beautiful. This one is Transition, and it's a lady, again, with wings, a crown on her head, and beautiful, beautiful long hair. And the scenery behind her in the crescent moon is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. This one is Trust. It is a lady, and she is riding or sitting on top of a buck deer with birds and butterfly wings. And this one is Trust. Absolutely beautiful. I love the pictures that she's chosen. That is just amazing. The next one is Truth, and it has two women, and they have swords in their hand, and above them is a circle with a all-seeing eye. This is Truth. The next one is Union, and it's a lady sitting on a stone. I believe it's a stone. And then beautiful archways behind her. And this one is Union. And the last one is Wisdom, and it's a lady with beautiful long hair. There's a rose, an owl, beautiful sky behind her, and possibly a lake or a river. And this is Wisdom. Absolutely beautiful. So what is your impression of this deck so far? Can you give me your thoughts? I really think it's going to be a nice addition. I really love all the vintage pictures. They're so detailed, and I think these are going to be really nice, even to do just a simple reading using just the Oracle cards alone. And then having the handbook as well that goes with it. And it's a very large handbook. And let me see what we've got in here. It says the introduction. It has your introduction. Very nice. And then it has each one of the cards. And it says here we see a deception or a depiction of Pomona, a Roman goddess. It tells you which goddess is on the card. And then it tells you this card calls you to reflect on an abundance already in your possession. And it goes into detail, very, very nice detail on each card. So I think they're going to be very, very nice for an addition to tarot cards. I mean, it looks like it's going to be very informative. Each one has a very nice detailed message about the particular card that you just have drawn. Whoops, Tammy, quit moving. So I think this is going to be very, very nice. I can't wait to actually start using them. And I'm glad that you chose this one today because it's, I think, for us to open, because I think this is going to be very, very nice. All that in the front is English. And then it also tells you about some different spreads and how to use different spreads in the back. So this kind of helps you to understand all the different ways that you can use these particular cards in a particular spread. It has different spreads. This is card 1, which would be hope. Card 2 would be faith. Card 3 would be love. And card 4 would be grace. And this is in like a 4-leaf clover. You use a 4-card spread. So that's explaining to you. Yes, it is a beautiful deck, isn't it? This will explain to you how to use this particular spread and then what each card number that you drew would be related to the 4 numbers below. That's one spread. That is called the 4-leaf clover spread. Then you have the spyglass spread. And this will be showing you another spread on how to use the cards in this particular spread. And this one would be, number 1 would be perceiver. Number 2 would be the focus. Number 3 would be the challenge. And number 4 would be the fulfillment. So that would be your spyglass spread. The next one would be, if I can get it open. This one is the penny farthing spread. And this one has actually 7 cards. You would do 4 on one, almost like a bicycle. You have your wheel of your bicycle, the big wheel, and you would have 4 cards. And then you would have the 3 cards down below here. So this one would be a 7-card spread. And in this one, number 1 would be questioner. Number 2 would be possible pitfalls along the way. Number 3 would be areas in need of balance. Number 4 would be unseen influences that could have a bearing on the future. Card 5 would be influences that aid momentum. Number 6 would be signs to be aware of. And number 7 would be dissentation. So that would be your penny farthing spread. And that's, again, like I said, it looks like a big bicycle, has the little tire, has whips, has the big tire. Keep going, I'm going in reverse. The next one would be the walled garden spread. And this one has 9 cards. So with this one, number 1 would be past influences. Number 1, number 2, and number 3, would be past influences. That would be your top row. Number 4, 5, and 6 would be your present influences, which would be your second row. And 7, 8, and 9 would be your possible outcome. So that would be showing you how to use this particular spread if you wanted to do the walled garden spread. I really like this because a lot of handbooks do not have the different spreads that you can use. And this one does. And this one is the chandelier spread, like a chandelier. And it has 6 cards. And you can see the top of the chandelier and then all of the different, all the different pieces of the chandelier. And this one would be, number 1 would be the chandelier, which would be your very top piece when it comes down from the ceiling onto the chain. It would be this one, number 1. And this one would be the foremost issues of the wearer. Number 2 would be scissors, the most effective way to release unwanted influences. Number 3 would be the magnifying glass, hidden areas, which are either buried or in need of confrontation. Number 4 would be the needle kit, your healing strengths to the world. Number 5 would be the notepad, the lesson. Number 6 would be the key, the wisdom that opens your secret door to new possibilities. And each one of these below the chandelier has the particular object that it mentioned, so you know exactly what you're looking at. Very, very nice. So that gives you some different spreads and then exactly how you would use them. And I really like that because even with your, some of my other Oracle cards, which I'm just now starting to get Oracle cards, they really don't say anything about a spread. You're basically the one that I just reviewed on my last live. You just have to use your own intuition. But this one is very, very informative. They go into a lot of detail on each particular card, the meaning of that particular card. So I think that is really nice. I really think I'm going to enjoy using this deck. I love it. I love the artwork. All the vintage pictures are just absolutely beautiful. They really took a lot of time in this particular book. And then here it's telling you, like when you're going, it says using the cards. Think of the Oracle cards as friends or portals through which to gain knowledge, guidance, and intuitive understanding of yourself and the world around you. Unlike the tarot, they are not created in formal suits. And although it is possible to map future trends, they are not designed for purpose of prediction. Your Oracle reading can be immensely practical if you allow the cards to draw your attention to possible unseen dynamics influencing your life while revealing new perspectives and potential pitfalls. It can be used as a form of sacred play to enhance awareness and as means of exploring creative solutions to problems to problem solving when logic alone fails. The ancient syllabalism of flowers, animals, and the language of the colors are all interactively woven into the designs of vintage wisdom oracle cards, leading you to a fuller understanding of your own unique life picture. Or wait a minute, where was I at? I lost my place. Leading you to a fuller understanding of your own life picture. The cards coupled with intuitions in the guidebook reveal intimate clues and pointers. But as you become more acquainted with the deck, you're likely to notice even the thinnest obscure details and colors can trigger new insight and fire the imagination. The deck is designed to spark the intuition. You may also notice that the same card will reveal different perspectives in different readings. A sincere, inquiring, and an open state of mind that is centered in the present moment will help to keep your reading readings fluid. While an aim of this guidebook is to provide the basic foundation for which to explore your own intimate truth, the art of interpreting the cards in relevance to your own question remains ultimately within the perspective grasp of you, the reader. So you can do them with or without this guidebook. But I'm loving the time that she put into all this detail in this book. I think this is probably the best thing that I could have chose. I love anything that is vintage, and but this tells you even how to select your spreads, your reversals. Like if your card comes out upside down instead of right side up, this would be your right side up. If it would come out reversed, then it would have a different meaning. It also tells you shuffling the deck, how they prepare or how you should shuffle this deck, and then assessing the spread. So, I mean, this is very, very informative. Very informative. I am actually very impressed with this particular deck. And with the way I want to use Oracle cards or tarot cards, I'm not out there to use mine in any way that would hurt or harm anyone. That's not me. That's not what I would do. And just the vintage pictures and all the information in the book, I really am excited about this. I agree, it's a very beautiful deck. Yes, very beautiful. I agree. Thank you. I agree. I'm glad. Thank you for suggesting we open this particular deck today. And again, it's made by Victoria Mosley. And it's an absolutely, absolutely beautiful deck. If I had someone that wanted to have a reading, I feel that these cards would not be intimidating, that if anything, they would be inspirational. And that's why that was what I was feeling and sensing whenever I was looking at this particular deck. I have to have something in the deck has to really, really step out and say, get my attention. I don't want to just buy. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you for stopping by, and I'm so glad that you chose this deck to open, and thank you for being here today to help me keep my mind occupied. You're absolutely precious, and hopefully we'll see you again soon. But you have an absolutely wonderful day, and thank you for stopping by and being as sweet and patient as you are. Thank you so much. You have a very, very blessed rest of your day. So, yes, I'm very, very impressed with this. I really am. Again, I love the pictures on the back of the cards. I mean, everything that they put into this, the beautiful, beautiful vintage pictures, and there's absolutely nothing that would be, in my opinion only, would be intimidating if you use this particular deck. I mean, every card could be inspirational, just the whole background. And I'm sure the more that you use them, the more that you're going to pick up little things. Like with this one, there is dragonflies in the background, and there's other things that you can pick up if you really, really studied this particular card. There's a lot that you could maybe pick up the more that you use these particular cards. I think you would really start to get more information by just looking at the card and what does this particular card offer. I mean, even just one card by itself, there's just so much beauty and detail. They're just amazing. I'm really glad that I chose this deck. And the author, the creator, Victoria Mosley, she did an absolutely wonderful job. Very creative. And like I said, anything vintage, I love. Any old vintage photos, and these with goddesses, and then it tells you which goddess is on each card, which goddess she chose for that particular card, why she chose that particular goddess. And this one to me sticks out today because this is what I'm doing. Whoops, if I can get it to hold still, I'm healing today. So just when I was flipping through and I seen that healing, that's what I'm doing today. I'm starting a healing process. So to me, this card, whenever I was going through, just really captured my feelings that I'm having today. And I think it was a blessing to go through these, because at times when you have a loss or you're confused, I think this would be a really, really good deck to go to and to get inspiration and hope. And I really enjoy that because I don't ever want to do anything that would be harmful or disrespectful. And again, this is all for entertainment purposes only. And I'm not one that wants to come on and give false hope or misinformation. So I want to use the cards that I'm choosing to be an aid to me in my daily life. If I woke up and I wanted to know if I was having a bad day, maybe I could use this particular deck and it would bring me some inspiration, some hope for the day. So that's why I was drawn to this particular deck because of the way it was created, the beautiful, beautiful artwork, so pretty. Oops, there it is, so pretty. Absolutely beautiful deck of Oracle cards. And this one again is the Vintage Wisdom Oracle deck. It is absolutely beautiful. Grace. And that's another thing I need today. It's just like I was flipping through and this particular picture maybe stood out to me, and that was grace. And today that's what I really need. I need grace to make it through the loss of my beautiful, beautiful dog Rebel. He was a beautiful gift. I'm really glad that he chose our home. We don't think we chose him. I think he chose us. And he had a beautiful, long 13 years. His last year was a little getting rough. And the last few months have really been rough. Oh, I feel you. I feel you, Tammy. I lost 3 of them. And they are your babies. They are family. They're not pets. And anyone who really, like with me and my husband, it was just the 2 of us. And he was just our world. After I spent almost 20 years with each one of them, oh, bless your heart. I'm so sorry for your loss. Bless your heart. I know the stillness, the quietness of my home is just almost unbearable. And everything that I did from the time I got up till the time I went to bed, he was right there. My whole day was scheduled around him. Whenever I was disabled from work and I had the cast on and crutches, bless his little heart, he was so patient. If he needed to go potty, he'd take a couple of steps and then turn around and wait for mama. And it took me years of healing, and then I ended up disabled permanently, and he was right there with me. On my first one, a tomcat I was keeping. I'll keep hearing him around for weeks. Do you know that's strange that you said that? Because I thought I heard his little, because I've got floors that you could hear his little claws when he ran. And I heard that and I looked to see where my cat was. And the cat was asleep in the basket in his bed. And I could hear it again. So I'm glad you said that, because I think I could hear him. And I think if they truly love you, they're always with you, even whenever they're gone. I really think that they're there with you, still watching over you, still. Now, did you just hear that? Tell me that it's not everybody else heard that. It almost sounded like almost a quiet bark. There's my cat. Maybe he made the noise. I'm okay. It might be my cat making noise. But no, it's like I could even every now and then get, because he had to have particular shampoo because he was solid white. He was Maltese, and he had pink skin, and he was allergic to almost everything. Yes, the floors, and in the last part of his life, he was dragging his feet. But they are our protectors, yes. And even my husband said, I hope that his cremation is not for 3 days. And again, I don't want to upset anybody if they don't believe in that. But my husband was kind of hoping it would be 3 days, because he was saying, I'm looking at Jesus and he rose in 3 days. So he said, I really was hoping that he would pass here at home so his spirit would be here. And I told my husband, I don't think he'll ever leave us. I think he'll always be with us. And I mean, his shampoo, he always smelled so almost baby smell. It was an oatmeal for dogs with white fur and pink skin and sensitive skin, and he was allergic to grass. He was allergic to food coloring. He had so many allergies, and when I would give him a bath, and he was just all fluff, a big white snowball, and I mean that smell. And every now and then, yesterday, I would get that through the house, and just out of nowhere, and I'd automatically want to turn. And this week's going to be an adjustment week. But my vet, bless her heart, she did everything she could. He will be in here. We leave sometimes food and water for our lost pets. Aw, that is precious. That is precious. Aw. I had to try and put his toys away this week, yesterday. Yesterday was really rough. Because my husband, he said, please, if you can you put his toys away? Because he was daddy's boy. Oh my goodness, he was a daddy's boy. He was he loved mom, don't get me wrong. But his whole world was waiting for daddy to come through that door to give daddy some lovin's. And I mean, he was a daddy's boy. And he was so amazing. We have a Harley. And I had a little mesh carrier that he would back into, and we would lay it in our lap, because even if we were on the Harley, he went with us. Yes, my husband is just, and my husband doesn't cry. He's he can keep it together when most people can't. And that evening, he broke down, and we were both crying. And he said, he said, we can cry today. But he said, Rebel hated for us to cry. If I would cry, he would try to lick every single tear. And I mean, he would just whine and like, please, Mom, don't cry, don't cry. And he said, Rebel hated tears. So he said, we'll cry today. But he said, then after that, he said, in respect, out of respect for Rebel. And Rebel would not like that. So no more tears. And it was really hard yesterday when I was trying to put things away. And my husband always came in the front door because Rebel was right there. And I left the back door open. And for 2 nights now, he's came into the back door. He said, I couldn't go around and come in the front door because I knew that he was always there, always waiting for me. And he said, thank you for being on the back, out on the deck. And, he said that way I didn't have to come in the front door because I didn't know how I was going to do it. So, I mean, and every night him and Dad had a routine. He would climb up on Daddy's chest and he would give him kisses on his little chin and then try to nibble each ear. And he had a little toy. We called it Bebe, a little stuffed animal. And he would bring that little Bebe up and lay it on Daddy's chest and then give Daddy lovin's. And he had to do it 3 times every night. He'd have to give him lovin's, and then he'd go back down and move Bebe around and play a little bit and then pick Bebe up and then come back. He had 3 times he had to give Daddy lovin's before he went to sleep. And if Daddy was there, I wasn't allowed near Daddy, not unless Rebel thought it was okay to be near Daddy, because that was his daddy. So, it's going to be an adjustment. For his last year, it was really rough. He had an enlarged heart. In my last live that I did, I had to stop several times just to move him from place to place because he was really not doing well, and I didn't want him to have a seizure. We always suffer tremendously from our pets. That's why I said I will never get another pet, because I saved a stray dog and now it's my baby. And that's what my husband said. He said, no more. He said, I can't do anymore. And he was so concerned that I did not take our urn over to the vet, which I was hoping the vet would say he was going to pull through. I hope nobody's offended. Trigger warning, I smoke and drink coffee. And right now, hopefully it'll calm my nerves. But this is the urn that my husband and I, oops, let me go ahead and pop this one down. This is the urn that my husband and I had picked out for us. And because trigger warning, and I don't want to offend anybody, but we both want to be cremated. And then he also wants Rebel to be in the urn with us. And that way we're always together. So trigger warning, and I don't want to offend anybody. Some people may not believe in cremation. So I was raised Christian. I'm still Christian. Some of the practices we had, all my family has basically, they are buried. And, but that's just what my husband and I have chosen. No worries, I do the same. And I will make another coffee now and drink with you in memory of your lovely Rebel. Oh, well, thank you. Yes, we will have some coffee together. I have my coffee cup ready. In my home, my husband and I had started remodeling, and we're remodeling from one end to the other. And the other day I didn't have a green screen. I thought, well, I'll try it and see. I don't think I like the green screen because you can't hardly move. And I was sitting at my island in the kitchen. We did get the island set. We got the new flooring put down and the island set and some of the cabinets set behind me. And then I had a window behind me with just blinds and all the trim's off, everything's off. So I thought, well, maybe it'd be better just to do a green screen because you know how everybody wants to be judgmental. And, but we're doing a complete remodel from one end to the other. So it's going to be several months before the remodeling's done. So I thought, well, I'll go ahead and do a green screen. So, and I'm the type of person, if they're just here to judge me, that's okay. You know, I'm not here to impress anybody. I'm by myself a lot now that I'm disabled, and this gives me something to do. I can meet new friends. And I'm really glad that I did start this because today I could get on here and we could do something new and interesting and keep my mind occupied. So I'm really glad that I did start a YouTube channel. And my YouTube channel, like I said, is paranormal. But we can also do coffee time. We can also discuss. I did one YouTube live on spirit boxes and phone apps, the ghost hunting apps, and I did show some of my paranormal equipment that I have, and then how each piece is used, and it's very disheartening whenever you do paranormal and then you see some people coming on and I don't think they realize the harm that they can do because they'll hear something through like the spirit box and they'll say, well, the spirit box said this, you know, and it's, to me, that's false accusations. It's not factual. And then they will take that and then use it. And even in missing children and missing persons cases. Now I can understand if someone did go in, there is some groups that do go in and they do use some equipment. like they would use in paranormal to see if they can, if it's a cold case and if there's any way that they can possibly help. But they also have spent years and years using equipment. Oh, you saw that live. What did you think of that live? I was trying not to be really, really rude, but seeing some of the things on YouTube, it was upsetting to me because I've had paranormal around me since I was 20. And for someone that really, really experiences paranormal, and then you have somebody almost making a mockery of it, it's very disheartening. But I hope I did okay with the live. I tried not to be too rude. But I also wanted to explain that how you really should use, if you're going to use equipment like that, you should use it as entertainment only. That's what it was created for. Now, there is some equipment, like I explained, that you can use, and it can be verified, and it's equipment that if I'm going out to investigate a place, my husband and I don't go out to prove that it's haunted. We go out to prove that it is not haunted. It was very explanatory, and yes, it's upsetting that people use other people's feelings to make content by pretending that they can bring answers. Exactly. Now, I've actually went to places that, you go there and they're saying, oh, that's haunted. It's really, really haunted. And my husband and I, with me experiencing the paranormal like I have, and then he actually got to see and sense and feel things, through our marriage. He was like, well, you might be sensing it, but why am I feeling it? The temperature drops, or I'll hear something, a sound or something, and then he hears it. Like the one day I walked in the living room and it was like someone had spilled a bottle of baby powder. The whole bottle was that strong. And I said, do you smell that? And he said, what? I said, baby powder. Well, he didn't. And then a couple weeks later, or a month or so, time had passed. And he said, Tammy, and I said, yeah. He said, did you spill baby powder? He was in his office at that time. And I said, no. He said, oh my gosh, I smell baby powder. So he said, why is it that you're sensing these things and now I'm starting to sense them as well? Even smell things or hear things. And I think it's because he ended up opening his mind, because he knew I was very timid about it. When you try to live with the paranormal, it's not what you would want. People go out and look for the paranormal, and as long as they are prepared for it and they know what they're doing, that's okay. But whenever you are exposed to the paranormal, like I was, just bam, you wake up and your whole world changed. I'll be 62 in December. So that was almost 42 years ago. So I had a lot of years that I've dealt with the paranormal, and that's what I feel. And it helped him to open his mind. Yes, I always have an open mind because some things happened to me when I was a teen. And a lot of paranormal activity, for some reason, whenever you're a teenager, I don't know if it's your body going through chemical changes. I'm not really sure. but a lot of teenagers will experience things, and it may happen once or twice, and then it may happen for several years. And some have even had to have help, through churches and prayer and things, because it got that bad. So yes, the paranormal is real. And if you do not know what you're doing, you should not mess with the paranormal. Even with as many years as I have, I approach with caution. I know that if we walk into a building, if there is something there, I'm probably going to sense it before most people would. And it's like I explained before, if you have someone that's alone all the time, they have no one to talk to, and then all of a sudden people start coming in and they start talking to you, and you can, you're enjoying yourself, then, you want to talk. And I really feel that's how a lot of the paranormal works. If they can, if they can sense that you can hear them, or noises that they're making, or you can feel the temperature drops and stuff. I think once they realize that you know they're there, they want to make themselves known. So you have to be very careful. I lost my aunt when I was 14, and my parents denied me to participate to the funeral and to see her before her death. And I think she was angry with me for some time. She may not have been angry with you if you were close to your aunt. What she might have been doing was letting you know that it was okay, that she understood it was not your choice, that you could not be there for her, that was a choice that your parents made. So I don't, maybe she wasn't upset with you. Maybe she was trying to let you know that it was okay. And she was just stopping by to let you know that she was okay. That happened to me once. I could not go to the funeral. I was working, and I was not allowed to take time off because no one else would show up for work when they were supposed to. And that happened with me. I started having almost like I knew that something was there, and I felt like they were upset with me, and I was so upset with myself because I wanted to be there and couldn't be. And I really think that she stopped by to let me know that she understood, that even though I was not there physically, that I was there in my heart and spiritually, because I definitely wanted to be there. So maybe she wasn't angry, that you were not there. I mean, that's possible. Maybe I try to look more at the whole picture. And you have to remember, and this is what people don't understand, if there is a spirit there around you, people forget that they are people, and they will act like people. If you have a conversation with a person, that's what you would want to do. I had an old radio, that one with the wheel, and that radio on some nights used to change frequencies on itself, but was not broken. And that is very common. And that's why they created, if you remember on the live, I showed the SP7. And the reason the creator created that was radio waves. And if you're using radio waves, they feel that if there is something there that is paranormal, that they can come through the radio waves. I like the SP7 if it's put on the fastest speed, in reverse. That way you have less radio bleed through, but you're always going to have bleed through. So you have to take that with a grain of salt. Every now and then you may get one word or two words that may be relevant to the particular case that you're working on. But in my opinion, that's why the creator created it, for entertainment purposes only, not to be used as a factual tool, But many people that I've worked with, many groups, they have definitely came in contact with people that said, there's something going on with my TV. It turns on and off by itself, like a power surge. And of course, like I said, my husband and I will try to go in and prove this is not paranormal. So my husband will be looking, is there a power surge, that's causing this to come on and off. And in my experience with the paranormal, it's almost like it comes in waves, little waves. And it's almost like a burst of energy. And you may be there for 12 hours and maybe have 3 minutes of something that was not explainable. You've tried to debunk it any way that you could. And it's almost like when they use that energy, that it takes everything they have to use it. And then it's like they need to then build up energy. And I really feel that if there is something paranormal, it will use, like if you have equipment with batteries, any type of power, I think that they can, like my batteries would be completely full, everything would be charged and ready to go. And your camcorder battery will drain. I am scared to buy something pro. Yeah, I mean, if you don't understand the paranormal, you would be better off not to buy something that you don't understand. And if you do buy something, make sure you read the handbook, because it will break it down, explain what it is, who created it, why it was created, and most of them will tell you this is for entertainment purposes only. Now, there is a lot of equipment that my husband and I use because we go in to prove this is not haunted, not that we're going there to prove it is haunted. We want to prove it's not haunted. So with him being in construction for 30 some years, going on 40 years, he built his own homes from the ground up. He was certified electrician, certified plumber. So he knows structure, So if we go in and they're hearing all these creaks, or like a lot of times the one door will be open and then it'll close. Well, he'll check the structure, and he'll lay a level down, to see, has the house settled? Is it leaning in a certain direction? That's what's causing the door to close. So him and I basically go in to debunk it. And we will try everything we can to debunk it. So the equipment that I purchased is basically equipment that I know would be used by an electrician, carpenter, someone that's certified, knows what they're doing. So a lot of your equipment that you're using is only as good as the person that uses it. So I always check everything out. And then my husband will say, well, this would be a good piece of equipment if it does this, this, and this. We know what it was created for, but will it do this, this, and this? So he wanted something that would detect changes in the atmosphere, your humidity, your temperature. And then he wanted to take it out and prove, once we purchased that piece of equipment, that it was actually working the way it should. We have trail cameras that we use as static cameras, because that way we can put it in a room. It has night vision, has motion sensor. And if we have a piece of equipment in there and there's motion, it's going to trigger the trail cam, just like if it would be out in the woods and an animal would come in front of the trail cam. So we even have trail cams that we use. So everything that we're doing, we're basically doing to try and prove that there's no other logical explanation or reason, for something to happen. And a lot of times, if they have an old steam system with the steam radiators, they will be hearing all these clunks and bangs and stuff. And my husband will go through and look and listen, and then he'll document, the steam was building up at this particular time, and this was the noise that we heard. And we'll have different recorders and stuff, and static cameras. So it's caught on them, and then it's also caught on other equipment. So in my opinion, that's how we go about it. And that's our opinion. Because with me having the paranormal experiences, that's one side. But then he comes in with everything else, from a professional electrician, a professional contractor that built homes, had his own business for years, certified electrician, certified plumber. He built everything from additions onto homes to beautiful homes for attorneys and doctors, and a lot of specialty work that most people cannot go in and do. So, I mean, he has so much experience in structure, and he can go through and debunk all of that. So if I'm hearing something or seeing, sensing something that I think a temperature change, why is the temperature changing? The windows are all closed. There's no air coming in. Yeah, he comes with engineering parts, scientific, yes. Where me, I'm feeling and sensing the paranormal. He's coming with information that I would not even think of. If I heard a big clunk, 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 I'm going to be, oh my, what was that? Well, he's going to go see, using his experience, and track down, is it something to do with the structure? Is it something to do with the furnace? If someone's TV's coming on and off, is it a power surge? If their lights are coming on and off, is there, again, a short, So he'll go through and use the equipment that I purchase, and we'll look at it together when I get ready to purchase it. And he'll say, this would be good to determine temperature. It also has motion. If something walks in front of it, say or any type of motion, has lights across the bottom that's going to pick up that motion. We have cameras pointed to it, and it has the SD card. So it does your temperature, your humidity, your movement, and then you have your card, and you can load it in and get your graph. So you have all of that information, and then you have your static camera recording it. So you have your time and date and timestamps on your camcorder. So altogether, you've got these two pieces of equipment that are looking at, at the same thing. And then you have your SD cards from both your camcorder and your piece of equipment. So you got your graphs, and then you've got the actual camcorder evidence. So that's the way we do it. That's the way we go about it. And there has been times that there's things happen that neither one of us can explain. There's no way to debunk it. Do we come out and say that I'm sorry. Well, when I am angry, I burn bulbs or some electric devices stop working. Wow. That's interesting. So, if you have like a digital thermometer, there may be a temperature change around you. And if there is, you may not even realize. I think a lot of people could be sensing paranormal activity around them, but they're not really sure what it is or how to deal with it. So you could actually start monitoring around you to see if there's any surges in your temperature around you, because that's a very good indication. That was one of the ones that I would indicate around me. But I've never had, even when I'm angry, I've never had anything that I'm setting off or anything that I would be causing to, for it to change. Now, normally, the only thing that I have paranormal is if I'm sensing or feeling something. I wanted something that could detect what I was detecting. Like if the temperature dropped around me, I wanted something that could record that. I think it's just it could be. We all have one. Exactly. And we are of energy. We are a ball of energy. And that's why I do believe in afterlife, and I do believe in the paranormal, because everybody has a spirit. Everybody has good and evil, and even the Bible says, try the spirits to see if they're good or bad or evil. So if it's written in the Bible, which that may offend a lot of people, but I have a BA, and I went to a liberal arts college, and we couldn't just whatever you wanted to do in business or whatever. Mine was business administration, healthcare administration. We had to take religion, psychology, philosophy. We had to take all these liberal art courses along with our major. And we had an amazing professor for our religion professor. And he only did the New Testament. He didn't go into the Old Testament, and he would not do Revelations. So not only did I have my upbringing as a Methodist, and then my grandmother was a Mennonite. So we came from a home that was very Christian. We went to church on Sunday. We went on, I think it was Wednesday. Our Sundays, we would always, we'd all get together and go to grandma's. Bible school, couldn't wait to go to my grandmother's and spend Bible school time, because I got to go to the Mennonite Bible schools. I'm a Christian, Orthodox. Okay, yeah, because so there's something beyond us, I mean, if you actually look at everything around us, everything is alive. It has a season, and so do people. They're born, they live a life, and then they pass on. But I really think that even when you pass on, that you can go to heaven, and you can still come back and visit the people that you loved or the places that you loved. And what I think the only time I ever really had a lot of paranormal activity would be in a place where something dramatic happened, and it happened so fast that I think the person was confused as to what happened to them, and they didn't understand. And with that, if you can help them to understand what happened, a lot of them then will move on, and the activity will stop. But I think that it happened so quickly that they did not comprehend actually what happened. Now that if I've been around a lot of paranormal in one particular place, it's usually tied to something that happened rapidly, quickly, or it could have been a place that someone had lived, all their life. They built it, they worked it, their family was raised there. And I think they it was their home. And when somebody else came in and they bought the home and they started remodeling, it was like the homeowner was still there saying, you know, what are you doing to my home? You know, this is my home. And so I really think that we can go back and forth, you know, once we pass on. I really think that we are forever, you know, whether we be in body or in spirit. I really think that we are forever. And, you know, that's just the way I feel. And that's just my opinion. And, you know, but that's how I feel about it. But, you know, I love having my husband who's so logical, you know, and he has so much knowledge, you know, in so many different things, you know, and him and I working together, a lot of times he'll go in and he'll start looking at the structure and checking everything out. And then he'll watch me and he'll every now and then he'll say, do you feel anything here? Or do you sense anything here? And I'll either tell him, you know, yes or no. But people don't understand. You don't just say, I'm going to go to this particular location. Yes, true. They are angry because the new owners want to redesign their habitat. Exactly. And, you know, people have to remember when they're going in to do investigations, these are people. They may be spirits now, but you know, you have to remember they're people. And if you want to, if someone wants to have a conversation with me, I would like for them to be respectful and to talk to me like you would talk to me if I was in the room with you. Because they are people. They were people. And they still are people. And I really feel they're going to respond like a person would. And I think you can get farther with an investigation if you use kindness, if you use logic, and if you're patient. And just because you go out and you reserve a particular building or site and you have it for the night, that doesn't mean that just because you are there that they are going to be there, because they don't work. They don't just show up because you rented the building for the night. We can leave with absolutely no evidence whatsoever. But does that mean that that particular um, site or place is not haunted? No, that's not what we're saying. We're just saying this is, you know, we did not get any evidence, or this is what we did get. So you have to remember that whenever you're going into a place to do anything like that, there may be a lot of documented stuff, and you may not get anything. That doesn't mean that the documented stuff cannot be examined and re-examined. Can you debunk, you know, what they're putting out as evidence with your experience? Can you go through that video, and if you come to this or that, you know, can you try and debunk it, you know, what they seen or what they captured? So that's the way we go about it. The paranormal is nothing that you want to go into without thought, without preparation, and without proper protection, because you can get in over your head, and you can have something attached. You can have something follow you home. It can be really bad. I recommended you a movie, The Black Phone. I think you will like it. Okay, I'll have to check that out. The Black Phone. Wow, okay. Yeah, because my husband and I love to, we do more investigating, but not even investigating. We'll pull up a document or a some channel has went out on an investigation, and we'll do more investigating. Just sitting around seeing can we debunk this? What possibly could be causing this? Would this be a place that we want to go check out? And a lot of the places we didn't go to was due to that, what we were actually seeing. We're very impressed with the information. And I always want to go back to the history, research. If I'm going to go visit a site, I want to do research on that site, get all the history that I can, because like I mentioned before, there is ley lines, and that will cause an energy disturbance. And it may be the land that the home or the facility or structure was built on, and there's energy surges that's coming from a ley line, and it doesn't have anything to do with that structure at all, or the facility at all. So if you look at it with an open mind, what you go in, we go in, with anything that we can to see if there's any natural reasons that there's a disturbance like this. And I like it that way. And we've grown. I mean, and do I get scared? Yes. There's times that, I will get scared, and I do scream like a little girl, and I do run like a little girl. My husband will usually laugh and chuckle, but I'm a runner, especially if there's bats, with all this hair. And I have a night vision camera on, and I see a bat coming, I probably will duck and run or crawl or hit the floor and scream. So a lot of times there's more things like that in an investigation that scares me. I usually get angry. I can get angry. I think everybody can get angry. But I think as I got older and all the things that I've went through in my life and raising my daughter and life's experiences, I think it helped me to use more logic now than what I would have if I was, say, in my early 20s or even 30s, because life's experiences help to build character. And I can get angry. I think everybody gets angry. I try not to. I usually try to walk away. If there's a way I can walk away, I'll walk away. And that's just me and my personality. That doesn't mean anybody else has that personality. Everybody's different. So, yeah. Oops. Sorry about that. My phone was still on. But now I could have gotten angry when I lost Rebel. Part of me wanted to be angry. And I think it was for my own selfish reason, because I didn't want to let go. And I knew he was suffering. And even the oxygen tent wasn't working. I knew that he just loved his freedom. He was so full of life and love and spirit. And I needed to let go, So I had a choice. I could be angry, or I could let my best friend, my sweet, sweet friend, let him go, because he gave me 13 of the most beautiful years. And there was times when I was alone. And like I said, I was injured. I was on crutches and cast, and it took them 3 years to put my first stimulator in. And this little fur ball full of so much energy was so patient with me, and so loving and so respectful. And there was times that I literally had to sit down and scoot, and he would take a couple steps and then sit down and wait for me. So if he was that loving and patient and kind with me, I had to not be angry and say, Thank you for the 13 years that you gave me. And thank you for choosing me and my husband to be your mommy and daddy. And let him go. So, that's that's what I had to think about. And that was probably the first ride, other than going to the grocery store or out for errands, that my little rebel wasn't even like in the car with me. My whole day had rebel. I mean, he was my buddy. He was my partner in crime. Whatever mommy was going to do for the day, he was right in. I'm ready, mom. Let's do it. Just beautiful. And everyone that met Rebel fell in love with Rebel. We would go to my sister's, and when she was trying to come around to my door, he was so excited she could barely get the door open. And she called him her little tubby tubs because he was a little chunky. And he would just love on her, and she had all this open land, and he would just he could not wait, or my sissies or my aunties, and it's time to run and play. So, I mean, he gave us so much joy. And for a time, I would have been alone in my life and injured. I may have gotten down to the point where I didn't want to try to get back up because I was in so much pain. But he was there, and I knew that he was my responsibility. And he helped me through that. And I don't know where I would have been today if it had not been for Rebel, because I was in so much pain. And it took them, like I said, 3 years to finally put the first stimulator in my back. And the batteries in my back and the leads go directly into my spinal cord. So it can send electrical pulses into my injured foot with all the nerve damage. And if he was patient with me through all of that, that tells you what kind of wonderful, wonderful friend. Not only was he my pet, not only was he my baby, he was my friend and my buddy. And he gave me strength when I didn't have strength. And I don't think he'll ever leave us. He'll always be with us. But it's just, it's hard to say goodbye. It's really hard to say goodbye. And it was time. So I think it was more out of love than anger. My second tomcat was my soul. He ignored everyone else in the family, but he was glued to me. When I took the decision to release him, it was the worst decision ever. But you knew it had to be done. It's hard. It's really hard. And you don't realize how empty your home was before you brought them into your life, and then how much love and joy that they brought to you. I mean, my husband and I were talking Monday evening after he passed on Monday morning, and my husband said, I can remember the first time he met my husband's sister-in-law's dog. Was this great, big, huge dog. And Rebel was about this long. And it was an Alaskan Malamute. So you can imagine how big this big white dog was. And it was laying down, and my little Rebel runs up to him. This is how he ended up getting his name. And he latched onto this white dog, and the dog got up and was trying to like shake this little white puppy loose. And then he was going around and around, and my little Rebel was like straight out like this, our feet and everything. And that big dog, and he never let go. And that big dog was so patient with him. And then when he finally let go and he kept romping and romping and running, my husband said, well, he's just a little Rebel without a cause. And that's how he got his name. And that big dog took his paw after Rebel, he had enough. And he just put his paw on Rebel like, please stop, take a break. he was so patient with Rebel. But Rebel just, he never met a stranger, and he just wanted to play. I mean, always wanted to play and run. You know, he had so much energy. My husband kept saying, oh, when he turns 2, he'll calm down. He'll lose some of that energy. I waited patiently. No, 13 years old, and he still acted like he was a pup. I mean, he had so much energy. Oh, it was amazing. He's just absolutely my baby. Our home will definitely not be the same. It's I'll have to learn after 13 years how to adjust. So that's one reason I was really glad that I do have this channel. I can come on here, and like today, we opened up this new box of Oracle cards that had come in the mail. I hadn't had a chance to open them, and I needed to distract myself and distract my mind. And I had the 2 new decks, and this is the one that was someone had chosen to open. One of our persons in the chat, and I'm really glad that she chose this deck because the beautiful pictures, and again, it's bringing out more love in me and helping me to understand, you know, I mean, the pictures in this deck today brought me some peace, and I'm really grateful for that. And look what I just barely went through it, and I said I'm so grateful for that, and then I went through and this card picked up, grateful. And I just grabbed a bunch of cards off the top, and grateful popped out. And I was just said I was really grateful for that. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, I just need to stay strong for my husband. I know my husband's going to really miss his buddy. Maybe you'll watch that movie. She will help you to distract your mind from your loss for 1 hour and a half. Yes, I will. Well, and I made some different plans for today. I thought I'd come on here for a while and do a live. And I thought, well, I've got those new cards. I'll do that. And it will. Yes, thank you. Thank you for the suggestion. I was out working on some of the decorations yesterday and wiping everything down, and summer's coming, and then my blueberry bushes were ripe, and I didn't want the birds to get my blueberries. I only have 2 bushes. So it's like, even though I didn't feel like it yesterday, it was time to go pick blueberries. So I got a great big strainer full of blueberries on my first pick from my 2 bushes. I have 2 bushes, and they're about 6 foot tall now. And so I went out and picked blueberries. And it was like life already had plans for me and distracted me when I couldn't distract myself. And I'm so grateful for that. You know, it's little things that let me know that even though I felt alone yesterday, it was like I had something or someone leading me in different directions to keep me occupied. And then I went out in the evening and started the grill, and we done a pork loin and baked potatoes and peas and Texas toast. And it was kind of hard because we have a bar area, and there's 4 bar chairs. And my chair was here, and then Rebel had his chair, and then Daddy had his chair. And we put a little bowl of water up on the bar, and when he wanted to drink, he'd put his little paws up on the bar and he'd take a drink, and that was his chair. And it was kind of hard to sit there yesterday because I've never went out to that bar since I bought it, and Rebel wasn't on that chair. So that was hard yesterday. But it was like I need to do it, and I don't want to be afraid to go do things that may upset me, or because even though I was looking at the empty chair, I started remembering all the fun times that we had. And we had our hot tub, and we would go get in the hot tub and we'd scoot his chair over, and he would let us know it was time to come out of the hot tub. He was ready to go to bed. He had a certain bedtime, and he wanted to keep mommy and daddy on track. So all these things, even though it was an empty chair yesterday, it was like a chair full of memories. And it was very, very good memories. Very good. And even my husband, he said he was so full of life. He said, you can't have a bad memory about him. As he got older, would get snippy, and which is, I think we all do as we age. We might get snippy and a little less patient with people. And he never really got that impatient with dad. But if I'd want him to do something, no, I'm not ready for that. He would let me know. He'd do his little, give me the look. Really, Mom? I'm not doing it. And it's like when he got older, I'd say, let's take a bath. And I had to quit saying it, because if I told him we were going to take a bath, he was like, nope. Because Maltese are not fond of water, because the water there'll be a big puff hairball and they just go like a wet cat, So Maltese and water, but once you got him in the bath, he loved it. And once he came out, he was like a puppy, and he'd run and play and shake, and and he couldn't wait for daddy to come home. And then he'd just prance like, see me, look how pretty I am. Look how pretty I am. So we really have no bad memories. Everything is with Rebel he was amazing. No matter what we were doing, he was ready. He was ready to go. He didn't care if it was stay home and lounge around in the bed and eat snacks, or if it was go for a four-wheeler ride, or get on the Harley and go for a ride, or go camping in the camper. He loved to go camping. And I mean, whatever mom and dad was up to doing, he was like, I'm game. Let's do it. Let's do it. So I was blessed with a very, very wonderful, wonderful friend. And baby. He's our baby. He'll always be our baby. I always called him Bubba, because my daughter would say, "Oh, look, Mom, I have a Bubba," because she's an only child. Oh, he's my Bubba. Come here, Bub. And so we ended up calling him Bubba a lot. I'm really glad I did this today. I know Rebel's over there saying, Mom, shake it off. It's all good. It's all good. But he had a blessed, blessed life. He was so spoiled. Oh my goodness, he was so spoiled. If I wasn't spoiling him, if we went somewhere to visit, they were spoiling him. He was always part of our world and part of our family. And he was just welcome, just like a family member. And the many, many things that he got to see in his lifetime and enjoy in his lifetime. And I know sometimes, to me, it seems like he was sent to me for a reason. And I'm really glad that I did have him, because whenever you're alone a lot and disabled, which now I've gained a lot of my strength back. This is my second stimulator in my back, because the first one messed up. But yes, I agree. Yes, that's for sure. So I really think that he was sent to me, because I would need that. I would need that ball of energy that he always was, just full of energy and full of spirit. And it was like, no, Mom, you're not just going to sit there. We're going to go for a walk. We're going to get up and do this. So I really think he was sent to me for that reason. And I'm so grateful for that. And the wonderful, wonderful 13 years that we were together. I wanted to go to the grocery store yesterday, but I just wasn't ready to go get in the car. I did go out and we call him a whoopee. His little blanket is his whoopee. And it was still on my passenger seat from his last ride to the vet. And so I tried to avoid my car yesterday. And I just wasn't ready. And then after I picked my blueberries last evening, I did go to the car and remove his whoopee and brought it in and put it in the laundry and washed it. But I wasn't ready to get in the car because it was a very emotional day Monday. The ride over, he had a seizure on the way, and it was really bad. And then when we got there, he was still not quite recovering from the seizure, and they put him in the oxygen tent. So I tried to avoid the car yesterday, and I wasn't ready today. Maybe tomorrow I'll be ready to get in the car. But I thought, well, I can do some things here around the house, and I can go out and get my deck ready for summer and, do something on the grill because, Daddy's hurting too, and that will distract Dad. And my husband is the griller. He's the one that does most of the grilling. And like I said, he always used the front door. And when he came home on Monday, I had the back door unlocked and was on the back deck. He said, "I'm so glad because I don't think I could have came in the front door because he always meets me at the front door." And he said, "I didn't know how I was going to walk in the front door tonight. So thank you for being on the back porch." So it's kind of like rebel spirits leading us in the right direction so that we're comforting each other. Even though we're not really thinking about it, it just happens. So he's definitely, I've never seen such a little animal have such a big heart and spirit. Oh my goodness. He was just amazing, amazing. We did have his last paw print. The vet made asked me if I wanted the clay paw print. And this is the clay paw print. Has his name on the top, and it has 3 hearts, one for Mommy, one for Daddy, and one for Rebel. And then I had to bake it to preserve it. I was going to ask my husband if he wanted me to put any glitter or anything on it. And he said, no, Rebel was Snow White, leave it Snow White. So I baked it yesterday and preserved it. Oh, thank you. But yes, it's precious. And that's his very last. He left, I said, that might be his last paw print here. But he left paw prints across both of our hearts that can never be erased. So that is just precious. And I love the way that and the vet had already chose how to do it and brought it in and said, will that be okay? She said, I know how much you and Daddy love your baby. So I have 3 hearts, one for you, one for Daddy, and one for Rebel. And my husband said, I'm really glad that you did that because he wasn't there. He couldn't. He couldn't do it. So I had to, me and Rebel took his last rod together, and we were hoping when they put him in the oxygen tent, he would bounce back, but not this time. He bounced back so many times, but not this time. It just wasn't meant to be. And God blessed me with such a wonderful vet. She's always been amazing. And I think it hurt her. I think she was holding back tears so that she wouldn't make me cry. And the staff, the one girl she said, I'm sorry. She said, but when you started crying, I couldn't help it. And she had a tear running down her cheeks. So I was so blessed with the wonderful veterinarian that I have and the staff. And they were so, so wonderful. They're amazing. They treated Rebel so, so good. I mean, I was really blessed. So maybe that's why I can't find anger in any of this, sadness. Yeah, I do have sadness. I'm going to miss him. Yes, vets are human too, even though she tried not to show emotion. And then they were so wonderful. They knew what shape I was in. And they said, you don't have to go through the main lobby. We have another exit. We'll let you go that way because we know that you don't want to walk out there and let people see that you were crying. And so they were so accommodating. And they walked me to the back door and gave me a hug, and they assured me that they knew exactly what place I wanted Rebels sent to, and they had already called, were making all the arrangements, and very accommodating, very loving. And yes, I just wasn't ready to get in the car, not yet. Because he went everywhere with me, even if I went to the post office, or, and drive-throughs. Oh my goodness, the drive-through knew that Rebel was there, and they'd have his special treats, and so, yeah. Even if we just had nothing to do but wanted to go for a little ride, stop, get out, take a little walk. That was always our thing. And yes, I wasn't ready for the car yet. I was crying so hard on the way home from the vet that I missed my exit, got lost, had to pull over and regroup. So if I'm not safe, I don't, if I can't keep my mind completely safe, I did pull over because I knew, I'm overwhelmed. I think about other people and their safety first. And so until I feel that I'm ready to just completely concentrate and keep my eyes on the road and do what I'm supposed to be doing, then it isn't going to hurt to just stay home for a few days. I don't really need to go for anything. So, and my husband's keeping very busy. But, well, I've been on here now for almost 2.5 hours. Oh my goodness. Tammy, it was very nice chatting with you, but I must go walk the X-ray now, the princess. Rebel will watch over you forever. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, and I've been on here, I can't believe, almost 2.5 hours. I really want to thank you for being here. Thank you for talking with me and being a good friend today. I thank you for that. And hopefully the next time I'm on live, you can jump on. It's been very nice meeting you. Oops, that's cigarette smoke coming in my face. But I'm going to go ahead and end this live now too. And again, thank you for being here. And you have a blessed day, the rest of your Wednesday, your hump day, and you enjoy your walk with your ex-stray. And thank you again, and God bless you, sweetheart. And I'm going to go ahead and end this live. And I want to thank everybody that came in today. And if you are lonely or you have a loss, hopefully you'll see this and realize that you're not alone, and that, together we make it through, and everything will be okay. It just takes time to heal. All my strength goes to you and your husband. Well, thank you so, so much. You're just absolutely precious. I'm so glad that you came in the live and I got to meet you. Thank you. And I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here. I've got some things that I need to do today. I'm going to go ahead and start my meal prep and everything for dinner. So thank you again. And if anybody feels like I do today, remember that you're not alone, and that there's someone always thinking about you, and it'll be okay. It'll be okay. Every day you'll get a little stronger. It's just a healing process. Just hang in there and look for all the good. You know, look for something good, something bright. Again, like I always do, light a candle, bring some lightness into your home and some love. You'll make it through. We all have bad days. Again, thank you very much for watching this. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe and help me grow the channel. And thank you again to the ones that were here. And I'm glad that we did open the new deck of cards, and we got to go through the cards. And we did the new deck. We opened it that came in, the Vintage Wisdom Oracle deck. And I'm glad that someone suggested this is one we opened, because I found a lot of beauty in these today, and it made me feel good, you know, to see the vintage pictures and how well put together they are. And I can't wait to use this deck. And again, these are just absolutely beautiful, beautiful pictures that they've chosen for this deck, and I can't wait to use it. And hopefully we'll use it together one day. I want to go back over this guidebook. I love the guidebook. It's very informative. It's got your different card spreads and how to use the card spreads. I mean, this is such a very, very good guidebook, and I'm glad that I did order this. My impression of these, I really liked what I seen when I was ordering them, but once I got them and we opened them today and went through them, they are absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And it's the Vintage Wisdom Oracle by Victoria, I think it's Mosley. Very, very nice. And would I recommend these? Yes, I think I would. I mean, if that's, in my opinion, whenever you're looking at a deck of cards, either tarot cards or oracle cards, something has to stand out to me, and that's what happened with this. And I'm glad that I found it appealing and just, I mean, beautiful. That's the back of the cards. And the artwork is just amazing. All the vintage pictures, all the different princesses, and, I mean, just beautiful. But I can't wait to get into the guidebook a little more. I did read a little bit of the information that was in it. But I mean, every card has so much detail and explanation. I mean, they put a lot of time into this, and I think that it's well put together. And I did show some of the card spreads. You have different card spreads that you can use, and then it explains how to use them. And here's an example. This is the 4-leaf, and you use your 4 cards, and then it goes on down to tell you what each one of the cards, 1, 2, 3, and 4, what you're looking for. So I can't wait to get more into this. And maybe that's what I'll do today. And then I'm going to do some meal prep. We're having homemade meatloaf and mashed potatoes and green beans and rolls for dinner and a salad. So until next time, I'm sending love and light. Be kind. If you can't do anything else today, be kind to someone. show them a little bit of light, a little bit of love. And till next time. And everyone have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday. Enjoy your hump day. Till next time, stay safe and sending love and light. Thank everyone that came in today. You're a blessing. Thank you. Bye.